camera. Here's to another journal entry. Today we have Cookbook episode 2. In this cookbook, it's a recipe for a cheesecake, a blueberry cheesecake to be specific. It's quite a simple recipe. I hope you enjoy watching as much as I enjoyed making it. Hi, it's a voiceover. I started with blueberry compote because it needed a bit of time to cool. It's quite simple and straight to the point, eh? I used a cup of blueberries, half a cup of sugar, 30 milliliters of water, and half a freshly squeezed lemon juice. I cook them down on low heat until everything comes together quite nicely and the sugar is dissolved. Next up is the crust. I used 150 grams of biscuits, coconut biscuits to be specific. I think any brand would work, and 40 grams of melted butter. I combine them until it's a rough mixture. It doesn't have to be very sticky, it just needs to come together. I transfer my mixture into the baking tin and mold it into my desired shape. This time I wanted it to have walls, borders, something. I wanted it to have the borders on the sides because usually most cheesecakes are flat. Up next is the star of the show, the cheesecake batter. In the first bowl I used 2 whole eggs and 1 egg yolk, and then I added 60 milliliters of cream and I whisked it until it was well combined. I then set it aside and started with the other bowl. On the other bowl I used 500 grams of cream cheese, 150 grams of white sugar, and a dash of vanilla. I mixed everything with my hand mixer. It was such a long process, but I got it done at the end of the day. Funny story, the last time I made a cheesecake, it flopped because I added equal amounts of cream cheese and cream, so it was a flop. I'm just glad this one came out looking good. It tasted good too. When the mixture was well combined, I then added my eggs and cream mixture, and then I combined that with the cream cheese batter so that everything was well combined, nice and smooth. Now, because this is a blueberry cheesecake, I added half my mixture into the pan, and then on top of that I added a bit of the blueberry compote since it had cooled down, and I added swirl jam because it can't be a simple blueberry cheesecake. It has to have a bit of character, it has to look pretty, can't just taste nice and not look pretty and presentable. When I was done with that, I added the rest of my batter and smoothed it out and set it aside. Hang in there because we're almost at the end of the video. I bake my cheesecake in a water bath because it creates steam in the oven, and then that leads to my cheesecake being moist and it doesn't crack when it's in the oven. I baked it for an hour 10 minutes at 155 degrees in the middle rack. Look at how pretty that is. When the cheesecake was done baking, I let it cool for about 30 to 45 minutes. And also it will sink, it will definitely sink, don't be scared, that's just how it is. I then added the rest of the blueberry compote. I added a lot of it because that's just how I like it and that's how I enjoy. At this point we're done, but I'd advise you to refrigerate the cheesecake for a few hours or overnight until it becomes cold and firm, and then you can take it out of the mold. With that, we've reached the end of this entry. Please try it out and tell me how you like it.